The lock spring is a clutch that will disengage your grinder's armature gear if the grinder is overloaded. The spring fits around the armature shaft and the spiral bevel gears shaft. Over time, the spring can fatigue and break. This will cause the grinding or cutting wheel to stall when a normal load is applied. Replacing the lock spring is a repair that you can do yourself, and I'm going to show you how.
Hi, I'm Mark Socha.
Do-it-yourself repairs like these are easier than you might think. From lawn machines to cordless drills, kitchen mixers,
Outdoor grills.
our how-to videos walk you through each repair from start to finish. So doing it yourself means never having to do it alone.
Let's get started.
I'll begin by removing the rear housing from the grinder. Now I have access to the brushes and brush springs. I'll pull the springs away from the brushes and pull the brush back away from the armature. Next, I'll separate the gear housing from the motor housing. And I'll separate the armature from the field. Next, I'll remove the nut at the end of the armature shaft. And now I can remove the spiral gear as well as the lock spring. Now I'll separate the lock spring from the spindle gear. I'll use a screwdriver to carefully separate the two, being careful to not damage the gear. And now I can install the new lock spring. Next, I'll reconnect the spiral gear to the lock spring. I'll place the shaft on the spiral gear into the lock spring and tap it into place with a mallet. And now I'll reinstall the gear and spring assembly. I'll place it over the shaft and use a socket to tap it into place. And I'll reinstall the washer and the nut. Now I can reinstall the armature. I'll place the baffle back into the housing, install the armature, and the gearbox. And I'll secure the gearbox with the screws. And I'll finish by placing the springs back over the brushes and installing the housing. And that's how you can install a new compression spring in your grinder. Be sure to check back often for new videos and expert advice. If you found this video helpful, give us a thumbs up
And leave a comment.